Kill
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
The Pacific Experience Podcast.
Yes, we have returned.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Pac X Podcast, also known as the Pacific Experience Podcast, where we are with you.
And you're with us.
Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 44. I'm Lloyd.
I'm Jake.
And we're here to rock. Jake, what's going on, man? Shit. A lot of shit's been going on.
It's a very loaded question.
Dude, so much has happened since the last episode.
There's a lot happened. A decade happened, I think.
Feels like it.
A new decade. I mean...
Yeah, we're in a new decade,
2020.
For sure. Definitely, man. Well, the last episode we did was before that. Or was after that. It hasn't been that long.
I disagree, but...
But, however, a lot of shit's happened, man. There we had the Australian fires.
Yeah.
We've got this coronavirus shit going on.
Kobe.
Just so many things have gone down. But,
yeah.
Wow. Here we are up here in the Northwest, rocking and rolling. So, of course, what have you been up to, man? What have you been up to doing in the outdoors? What's been going on in the PNW?
Outdoors has been great. I hurt my back, so I've been laying in bed for...
Yeah, dude, sick. So...
no, actually, I hurt my back. And I just want to say to anybody listening, if they've ever experienced that where you're maybe seem down on your luck, everything's going south, hurt yourself, or you're out of work, you lose money, lose your job, whatever. I know a lot of people can get into a funk, and I think, what I usually do is I always hide in a shell, because I'll be embarrassed about something, embarrassed about my life, whatever. But I think the important part of people listening, to know that if you do feel like maybe you're alone, you don't want to ask for help, somebody cares, for sure.
What would you say to someone who tried to counter that? Just telling you that that's not true. No one does care. What would you say to that person?
I'd be like, well, if it works for you, then it works for you. But I need help, mentally and physically. But, yeah, I think mental health is also a big issue. We don't have to get into it, but,
Mental health.
Yeah, I think, when... I'm just speaking from
That's
experience.
a topic.
Because I hurt my back, but I also... I'm not going to lie. I've definitely struggled with depression from time to time, probably since I was about 14 or 15, And I can get into funks where... Especially, I love going outside. I love doing stuff. That's what makes me happy, being outside. Mm-hmm. And when I hurt myself, I had to lay in my bed and, just lay there. And, I love video games much as the next guy. You can only play so much fucking video games.
Yeah,
until you start just, you have to go outside for sure. I don't care who you are. If you're, sitting inside and you're dwelling in your own shit, pity party. Not get outside.
I agree, man, but not everyone, and I don't think anyone who's listening to this podcast in particular would be one of these people, but there's a lot of people out there that don't, get off on nature at the level.
I don't mean get outside and
do.
Explore and hike and stuff, but I mean like if you live in a downtown
opposite
LA.
of that, just going outside and standing outside. There's some people who don't see any better value in that than being in the living room. There are those people. Sure, some people want a breath of fresh air, but
yeah, maybe I see what you're saying. Maybe it makes me happy. That's what I know, but I guess. What makes you happy, and what's healthy for you. Some things make you happy.
Not everyone does know what's healthy for them, but they know what makes them happy.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
getting fucked up when you're really down is not the best solution, which I'm guilty of. I'll drink a bunch and be like, "Fuck today, I'm gonna get wasted," and then I'm 6 beers deep and sad.
Wait. Yeah. Maybe I should have drinking milk.
Yeah. Milk is not a bad choice in this one. But I think mental health is a very important thing to talk about because nobody's talking about it. It's very taboo. You don't want to. A lot of people don't want to open up about it.
I think that there is a problem in this country, and I know there's a lot of people out there that would agree.
Why is it a problem in the country?
There's many problems, but I'm not talking about mental health. I think what is a problem is that what we were just talking about with
oppression.
No, having like, you know, as we were just talking about, you know, you were saying people know what's what makes them happy and what's good for them. I think there's a difference. There's a big difference a lot of the time with the temptations of today about what makes you happy and what's good for you. And I think that the problem that we have right now in America is that there is this narrative, I'm not going to say agenda, but there's this narrative, there's this side that is taking over where it's telling people that it's better to make yourself happy than to do what's good for you. And yes, do what's good for you. I mean, do what makes you happy, even if it seems irrational to others. Yes, don't worry about what other people say.
Yeah.
But to another level, there's a dichotomy that can't be ignored with that you need to adhere to. And that's basically knowing what is actually good for you. Sometimes it's not just because you have to get loaded every night on weed doesn't mean that it's good for you. Weed is good for you.
Yeah.
Right? It makes you
good.
happy.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you should get fucking baked out of your mind every single night.
And
it doesn't that
life.
may not be good for you doing that, right? It may be, I don't know, everyone's different, but you know, that's just an example. And I think that the
I did that for
narrative
years.
Well, me too, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think the narrative that's happening out there, what's being pushed is no, don't worry about what's right for you. Instead, just be happy. And it's like, that's a message that you can't necessarily ignore either. That you who doesn't like that message? Do what makes you happy. But you know, Jordan Peterson talks about it. He talks about truth and responsibility. Mm-hmm. You know, like, yeah, sure, let's advance our society to be more open about things, right? Let's change. That's great and all, but there's still a truth and responsibility. There's still laws, not laws that the government has made, laws by nature to follow. You know, like, there's still things that you need to be responsible for. Like, you know, if you're out in the wild and you're like, well, not chopping wood makes me happy, then
That's
you're not
really
going to be
weird,
warm.
I was just thinking about that.
You're not going to be warm then. There's still shit that you got to get up and go do that you may not want to do.
Right.
Like, that doesn't make you happy. And some of that shit's good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but
it is.
America is starting to go to the other side of that. And I think it's going to make American society, you can say lazy. I'd say lazy. Mm-hmm. It's going to make us
soft.
It's going to make us justify being irresponsible, pursuing happiness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you could look at the hippies from the 70s, for example. They were trying to really, revolutionize a way of thinking, you know? Mm-hmm. They were trying to bring spirituality to back, you know? Yeah. They tried, bless their hearts for doing so, but they were also perceived as not doing what's good for them, which I'm sure, you know.
Plus, a lot of those people gave hippies a bad rap at that time too.
Goddamn hippies!
People like Charles Manson and stuff, you know. And then everybody associated with that.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be someone who gives a bad name to anything.
Yeah.
To anything.
And you know, like, I don't think hippies were like, you know, they definitely weren't perfect, but you know. A lot of people I'll see, like, people who are really into hippie culture, they're like, this is the only way. And I'm there's good things to take out of it. It's not the only way.
Those people, though, that went down the wrong path when starting to pursue the right path, I think went down the wrong path because they wanted to justify their pursuit of happiness over what's good for them or what would be just, what can be considered injustice.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Like, hey, I like to fuck goats. It makes me happy, and I can sleep at night, and I'm fulfilled as a human being and in my heart. But it's like, yeah, dude, but you can't go fucking goats.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. Yeah. It's just not right. You just can't do that. It's illegal. Don't do that.
I really, like, get off on killing people. And it's like, cool, don't do that, though.
Cool, don't do that.
Sweet, I'm calling the cops.
Who knows, man? It might get to that level someday.
I know. You know, the world is always changing, and the world always will. Like, when you grow up in a generation, you think, like, oh, this is the way. This is the only way. It's always has been, you know, and you get older, and you look through history, and you're like, God, humans change their ways, like, almost as much as the sun sets. Like, you know.
Totally.
It, like, just all cultures. And lifestyle will definitely change that, too. Like, I was saying earlier, you were talking about, you know, and I was saying people get soft.
Yeah.
You know, like, we don't have to, and I don't think we should feel guilty about this, but we don't have to go out hunt for food. I can go to Safeway anytime.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hunt for food because that's a pain in the ass.
That's why
that's a
I
whole
got
job.
Yeah, that's why I got into
That's
fishing.
why I go to Safeway. I know why you got into fishing.
Just for that reason. I wanted to know that if shit hit the fan,
You could do it.
without depending on a system, I could go get food for my family.
Right.
I want to know that I can do that.
But see, it's okay that you don't know how to do it because you were born and raised in this generation. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like you were born in a fucking log cabin.
Right.
With no electricity and
Think about it. Isn't that nutty though? Let's take a step back and think about those people who have done that. I mean, I think kind of the reason, you know, this is the Pack X podcast. The reason podcast. I think the reason why why we're going down that road and talking about it is because we're, you know, boys of the woods.
Yeah.
Fucking love the Northwest, love the outdoors. The Pacific Northwest, the West Coast, but specifically...
It's the Jimmy edition. Pack X podcast, Jimmy edition.
Yeah. But no, man, let's think about that. Think about how fucking whack that is, man. Just fucking, like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, all right, honey... And child, go find a tree, chop down wood. I gotta go find a fucking deer.
But that's a normal day.
Find out how to take it down.
Like if me and you got...
If you don't succeed in that, you
die.
You don't eat. You die. Epic.
Maybe we should get video in here just so people can watch you.
Video. Those of you, God bless you all, but those of you who have messaged me about video, I know you're right. We'll get some video soon.
I don't want to, but I understand.
Jake's being a bitch.
I'm a bitch, whatever.
They want to see us, man.
I'm ugly, and so is Lloyd, dude. If you see that, you'll stop listening. I'm telling you. You guys will all be done. You'll be like, oh, we want video, and then you put it on like, dear God,
like,
unsubscribe.
People who stop listening don't typically go and unsubscribe from something. They just stop listening. We would get
unsubscribe
just left and right. Like, they'd go out of their way to remove us from their feed.
Nobody unsubscribes something unless you legit piss them off in some way.
Right.
That's a very good point. That's a really good point. Because there's a bunch of shit on like There's a bunch of shit on YouTube that I haven't watched in years, and I'm still subscribed to them. And then like show will pop up on my phone.
You're like, okay, shithead. I'm not into that anymore.
Yeah. I don't like Minecraft anymore. I'm 28 years old. I liked it when I was 25.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
In Minecraft videos. Those for my son.
Dude. Yeah, man, I have I love the outdoors, man, and I think it's exciting seeing summer coming up, you know?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, yeah.
Definitely I've been going outside as much as possible. I have been obsessed with trying to catch a fish. Mm-hmm. I've caught a couple things not worth keeping, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to catch something worth keeping, and I have no clue what I'm doing. Zero help from anyone. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I've learned so much just in the last month and a half. It's insane how much I've learned, and I'm getting close. I'm figuring some stuff out. But I will say, you know, you mentioned it earlier. The whole point of it is to kind of like going to the casino. You know, don't expect something out of it. Just enjoy the time. You know, and that I have done. I have gone in ridiculous moments where I'm like, because my job is so demanding that if I find like a 2-hour window where I know I can go somewhere, drop a line in the water, you know, then I'm going to do it. And I've gone during absolute insane windstorms where I'm trying to fish and I look like some fucking asshole. Like, I swear, I looked up and there's this.
You always do, and I don't mean that about.
I'm just
saying,
I always do
the
look like
guy.
an asshole.
If I ever see anybody in a thunderstorm or torrential downpour, it's always you or something.
I suppose. But yeah, I looked up and there's some guy, you know, sipping coffee from his. He's in his trailer,
another visual
warm trailer, sipping coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's looking at Lloyd like fucking just flailing his arms and shit out there in the high seas.
No, man, but just gotta get outside, gotta enjoy it. Fuck, man, I'm so excited for summer and with the longer days to be coming out.
Me too. Part of the reason why I was so sad because I was in my bed thinking like. I was looking at, because we've had some, first of all, if you're not from the Seattle area, which I don't, do you have any people that aren't from the Seattle area?
That listen?
You know? Yeah.
Yes.
Like, out of the Pacific Northwest area? Oh, really?
Yes,
okay,
definitely.
so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're out of the Pacific North... Or,
Shout out to those of you who are listening.
Yeah, for real. How'd you find this?
I'll explain later, but shout out to those of you in Colorado,
All right.
Texas,
What up?
and New York, and for some reason, Delaware. I don't know what's going on in Delaware. I know nothing about
Delaware.
it. Love y'all. Thank
up,
you so much
Delaware?
for listening. By the way, we don't have a very strong social media presence.
Oh, yeah.
But go to the website, packxpodcast.com. That is still up and running. That is PAC, and still updating it. We're still rocking and rolling on there.
Blow it up.
But it's pacxpodcast.com, packxpodcast.com. From there, go click on links. There you can access our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram is the most active because here we are. We don't have a visual for the podcast, but we will post pictures on there occasionally of the podcast, as well as the Northwest, the outdoors. Post some stuff today. A fishing spot I went to recently, actually. So, those of you who are out there listening, thank you so much. Go give us a thumbs up, a subscribe, a follow, a like, and spread the word. Share us with your friends. Don't share us with your family. All right.
Dude, the way you ended that was like a lawyer. You're like, share with your friends, don't share us with your family, and then you put the phone down.
I felt like I
was in a lawyer meting or like a meeting with my
What's
lawyer.
funny is this is actually a microphone, and I did just drop the mic just now.
Yeah, you
Literally.
did. Yeah, your screen cracked.
You're right. So the world is like literally on fire. The Black Plague is happening. People are fucking dying. It's fucking nutty. Dude, think about just the events that we've gone through, starting from Epstein, right? You had Epstein die. Basically, that told the world, like, yo, all of those people who were talking about a giant pedophile ring, Package Podcast, are crazy. They weren't crazy. They're fucking right.
Way to hype a pedophile ring.
Just saying that. I'm saying that happened. The truth is out. That's what's important about it.
Yeah.
The truth got out.
That is, yes, absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
The truth got out.
Yeah.
Now there needs to be progress made on it. But I'm not talking about that. So that happened, right? Then we had fucking almost World War III began. Air quotes, right?
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Everyone said, oh yeah. We were
God,
scared.
every fucking week,
Do you realize
man,
every 2 months it's like, you might fucking die. You might fucking die soon. Like, that's every 2 weeks. It's like, what are we gonna die over now?
Dude, for real.
If it's not that, it's a fucking meteor.
What's going on?
It's a meteor.
You know what the problem is?
It's always something, dude.
You know what the problem is?
What?
What do you think it is?
Weed. Everyone's too fucking stoned. I'm just kidding.
Media.
Yeah.
The fucking headlines are
yeah.
always like, dude, I read one today that was like something about like 6 deaths in Seattle over coronavirus, but Seattle isn't on lockdown. It's because those 6 deaths were like fucking elderly people and they were quarantined.
Dude,
but the headline reads that Seattle doesn't give a shit, we're all gonna die. But if so it's like,
right, and
this media, dude, is...
Yeah, those of you who are listening who are not from the Seattle area, yes, we were and are the first place to, have a coronavirus case in the whole United States.
Yeah, Kirkland.
As well as the first death. I heard there's now 9.
In Washington?
And, yes, and over 148 cases of coronavirus. But yes, every person that did pass away...
I'm more of a Miller Lite guy, but... Yeah. It's all right.
Too soon. But yeah, no, you're right, Jake. No, that's a very good point. Every single person I heard was above the age of 70.
Yeah.
And the first 2
or
people...
they had respiratory problems.
Yes, or they had respiratory problems. The first 2 people that did pass away were at the same elderly home.
Yes.
So they were at a elderly home.
Yeah.
That's like what that sounds like.
God, I wonder where that is. I want to look that up after
It's in Kirkland.
No, I know where it's in Kirkland.
But
specifically...
I think it's like Evergreen or something. Okay. Yeah, it's like Evergreen.
It's been a while since I've been to Kirkland, but...
So, I mean, look, it's sad and it's so scary. You don't want a vicious virus to spread quickly. But I think that, looking at China and why it started in China, I think that's a good example of what's going on. Isn't China really, like, dirty? Isn't it?
Okay, so
their population is fucking insane.
It's massive.
How many times is it compared to the U.S.?
It's India, I believe, is first, and then China, and then United States.
You're right. I have heard India's first.
I might be mixing those.
There's
two
no
up,
way
actually.
United States is third.
I think we are.
There's no way.
Who would be fourth or third?
I guess you're right.
Jesus, you need to argue better.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Probably.
No, but what you were saying about China, how it's started in China. What do you think? Why do you think this is happening all of a sudden?
I think it's the same as the fucking flu or remember swine flu and all that shit. It's a sickness. And if it's a sickness that we don't know how to battle, like we do all the other ones where we didn't know how to and now we do, and then it starts in a place where, like China, where the population is massive,
Right.
of course it's going to be a big deal. Like, oh shit, it's like if a fire starts, you may not be worried about it burning down the house, but if the fire started in the garage with a bunch of paper,
With
like
hay and
with
gasoline
hay,
all over it.
not
which
gasoline,
would be
but
weird.
with a bunch of hay, it's
Yeah.
going to ignite fast. You're going to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You see where that was gonna be a bad example, but do you see where I'm going?
I know where you're going. I have my own thoughts, which wasn't it's not like I came up with this thought on my own. It was just something that maybe I felt like, okay, so
You're right.
that size for the population.
Yeah.
The Holy See is also called the Sea of Rome. Sorry, I probably shouldn't be reading all this on here, but oh yeah, it's in Rome. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. I don't care anymore.
Where's the lighter?
But I don't know.
What'd you do with it, asshole?
What do you need with it? Are you doing drugs?
No.
Oh,
Drugs are bad. Okay.
what was I saying with all that?
Oh man, look at the audio on here. We probably I think I just blasted everyone's ears.
Oh
I
man.
was holding this and looking it up, and I think I just yelled into the microphone. I'm so sorry about that. Anyways,
That's
dude, you know what? It came on my fucking YouTube feed the other day when Tony Hawk landed the 900 for the first time.
dude. I know the video.
Yeah, well, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I remember
He
it.
tried it a couple
A couple times, yeah.
and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then he did it.
Just
And, like,
watching that video, the nostalgia, the 90s.
It's weird to watch.
Yeah.
Because you think about watching that live, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you watch it 20 years later, and you're like, so that happened in like 99 or something.
Is that it? Yeah, it was. It was 99.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
Was it 99?
Yeah, it was.
I knew
99.
it was. The only reason I knew that is because the first game came out in 99, so I thought it had to be before that. I knew it wouldn't be 2000.
Skating was the fucking
Shit, everything.
back then, dude. Everyone skated. Any fucking boy that grew up in the
Boy.
United States, boy, any boy,
Boy.
that grew up in the
Skateboard
United
boy.
fucking States during that time either had one of two things at one point in their life: a skateboard or a guitar. If you had
Yeah.
neither, then you're probably really weird,
You
or you're
suck.
like fucking smart, and
You're a
like,
serial killer. You got heads in your freezer. Like, for
yeah,
real.
you're a piece of shit. Yeah.
No, I think that's like people. No, dude. I mean, I love that you say that. And if you were a stranger and I heard you say that, I'd be like, oh, I love this guy. But I think it's just because we're bros. I know
Yeah,
a lot of kids who never picked up a guitar or a skateboard.
Really?
I never hung out with them.
Our
but-
age?
I don't like them.
I don't talk to them.
Fucking nerds, dude. No. I'm just,
Yeah, but they could probably rock some.
I want to like
don't
name
know.
drop people. I won't at all. I know. I will not. I don't want to either. I don't want to put.
What
it,
are we
but-
doing judging people?
See,
right
I'm gonna,
now?
like, throw out
What's
a name.
wrong with us?
I feel like I'm talking to my bro right now too. Like we're like not even podcasting. I'm like gonna throw out a name. Like
Fucking throw it
expect
out, dude.
everybody to know. I can't think. Actually, there was one that popped in my head.
This
but-
is the Pack X podcast.
podcast.
No, dude. So, all right, back on track here. Like as if we're uncovering
What track were we on? You can see the tracks.
No, there is no tracks. You know. Oh man, dude. If something like fucking goes down, what would you do? Where would you go? Like
would
fucking
you do?
yeah. What would you do?
What would you do?
Fucking tsunami, zombies, or just the dollar crashes. Just,
Well, it depends on the situation. Give me a really realistic situation.
I don't
like Mount
know.
Rainier or something.
Let's
Want to go Mount Rainier?
Let's go with that. Mount
Okay.
Rainier fucking erupts, and it's not just a bunch of ash like Mount St. Helens, where like
No.
a dog gets killed and like 2 people get hurt. It's like, just kidding.
Way more than that happened. So
Mount
many
St.
people
Helens.
die. Like, God
That's not
damn.
funny. My condolences and apologies. Mount St. Helens, that was epic as fuck.
I just watched a video on that. Let's get off that
Holy
topic.
shit.
Let's not go down that
Anyways,
one.
Mount Rainier erupts, fucking volcano
Okay.
balls shooting from the
Look up
from
Mount
the
Rainier
sky,
if you don't know
all
what
right?
it is. It's a giant fucking vault. It's one of the
You
biggest in the
can't
United
travel
States.
through Puget Sound without seeing it.
Yeah, on a clear day. But,
On a clear
yeah.
day, that
But
is,
yeah. Okay, Mount Rainier erupts. Okay, I've thought about this so much.
Jack
dude.
off 6
I've
times.
thought about this so much. No, pretty much. I'm not going to worry about shit because I live on the other side
Well,
of the Puget Sound.
but hold on.
So that lava flow is going to stop.
I agree.
Right at my front
I
door.
feel the same way.
Yeah.
We live across a break in the water.
Yeah.
We're not on an
We're
island.
really
but
lucky.
we might as
We're
well
gonna
be.
get fucked up by ash though if it
Yes.
blows our way. So
Now,
if that
what
does
we
happen,
do have to be afraid of, though, because we could be on
Ash.
that side. We could be right by it.
well, like
when it
St.
erupts.
Helens blew east, so Spokane got fucked up.
Did it?
Yeah, it
I didn't
blew
know that.
east. So when it blew out towards Yakima. So
Spokane got fucked up from
Yakima. No, Yakima was the worst.
I was going to say, what about Yakima?
Yakima got like, but it went up to Spokane. Spokane was biggest in that area, but
Right.
it blew east, so it blew literally like 100 miles away from Yakima. So it like all the ash just went all the way, and like my aunt was driving through somewhere over there. I don't remember where, but she was in a car. My grandpa gave her, and you should not drive. It's like snow. Like, it's straight up like ash is falling from the
There's
sky.
people making
It's literally,
ashmen,
yeah.
having ash.
You could
ash
do
fights.
an ash snow angel or an ash angel.
Yeah.
But not there. She said like it was something like there was like 4 feet. No, 4 feet. There's inches of ash, like covered up like snow. You know, like that's how much it was in that area. And like the car she was driving at the time, she barely got it where it was going. It quit, never ran again because like the ash, like it was like it's like being in a blizzard.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
crazy.
Fucking ash, so
That'd
it's
be scary.
deadly.
Yeah.
It's not like breathing in snow. It's like breathing in fucking carbon monoxide and a bunch of crap. So,
Right.
but it's as thick as snow. So, yeah.
That would suck, man.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. It
Gives
would
me,
be ideal.
makes me freak out thinking
And Mount
about it.
Rainier is bigger
So, all right.
and
what-
more deadly.
Well, okay then. So let's say Mount Rainier it's not Mount Rainier erupting. Say it's a fucking
Yeah, give me
tsunami.
something. What do you got?
Massive, no, like tsunami, earthquake, because we in the United States have the most earthquakes in the United States.
Yeah.
Is the West Coast.
Yeah.
Right? So
It's 'cause of the fault line.
There's earthquakes that happen all the time that we don't even know about.
Right.
All the time.
Oh, I know.
All year long.
Yeah.
So let's say it's just such a fucking massive one, the big fucking tidal wave coming, fucking shit's breaking, the Narrows Bridge collapses.
Oh,
What-
okay.
What do you do?
So it's Armageddon.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically all the power's off, I'm assuming.
Power's fucking off.
Everything's
The
fucked.
question is, do cell phones work?
Probably not.
You don't
in
think
that
so?
area.
I guess if the right tower got fucked up, yeah.
Yeah. Let's say cell phones are out too. I got no cell phone, I got no power, I just got clothes.
I wonder, hold on a second. I wonder how that would work. But like, if say they work in like, Nevada and Idaho, but not like Washington, Oregon, and Northern California?
I don't know. I'm not a fucking tower guy.
All right.
Okay, let's say shit hit the fan like that.
We haven't gotten there yet because we don't know what we would do.
People are listening and are fucking pissed. They're like, just tell me what you're gonna do.
Oh shit!
What are we gonna do? Okay, let's go to break.
It is that time.
I know it is, but let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Nothing. I'm gonna die. But no, I would. Okay.
So do you just accept your fate and just get naked and get weird?
No,
and
my family's got. We're gonna be good. I'm not gonna tell you everything we got. We're gonna be fine.
Oh, but don't be like, I'm not telling. No one's gonna be like, oh, dude, I heard. Like, if shit actually goes down, I'm like, dude, I heard on the Pack X podcast that Jayk, who I know lives over here, has this.
He's got this stuff.
We're gonna go get it. Don't be so gay. Fucking tell us what you got. You got a fucking bunker.
No, I don't got a bunker. But we got.
What you got?
We got some firepower.
Firepower? There you go.
A lot of people I know got firepower, so,
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess that would be more like an invasion I'd be worried about, but also hunting.
That's important
stuff,
for hunting and for also people are going to need to survive. You're going to have thieves. You're going to have people needing to live.
Dude. People don't think about that. Yeah. They really don't. When you're in a free-for-all, like, no government,
then let's
anarchy,
see all those people who are more socialist be socialist then during an emergency.
Oh, my God.
Let's see you be socialist.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah.
There's going to be some Bernie people who just unsubscribe, though. We're going to get our first unsubscribe.
That's fucking
today.
fine. I love what Bernie says. What Bernie says is sexy
I
as
don't hate him.
fuck. But it's just...
socialism.
It's dangerous.
We don't have to get political on here.
It's dangerous, bro.
Let's not get too political.
Let's not get political here.
Yeah,
right.
Don't listen to us anyways. We're all idiots.
You
don't need to take our political advice.
Jayk is eating a fucking... You don't eat on a podcast,
I'm really comfortable right now.
If we had like... Dude, you know what? I was watching Joe Rogan.
Who?
And Joe Rogan's podcast, and I think it was Cameron Haynes ate like a fucking... You know who Cameron Haynes is?
I don't.
Oh, badass hunter. Just look him up. Cameron Haynes.
Is that the meat?
Not the meat eater guy.
Meat eater? Oh.
Not the Netflix guy, no.
I need to watch that.
This Cameron... Yeah, just look him up. Cameron Haynes. Bow hunter.
Cameron AIDS?
What?
What'd you say?
Cameron Haynes.
Haynes. Like the underwear.
He eats a fucking granola bar, and Joe just like gets pissed. Like all of America just heard your... Not actually pissed.
No.
He's like, all of America just heard your fucking rapper. She's like, Cameron Haynes, this guy really does run marathons like weekly.
Yeah.
Right? He's just a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And so, Joe Rogan goes on some, spiel about how, of course, he's got to be eating that shit.
I agree.
He's running marathons.
He had somebody on. Oh, I think it was the...
Yeah, we can talk about Joe Rogan?
No. No. But people who do like the... Like, they clear their mouths in the fucking microphone. I'm like, dude.
I'm pretty sure we've done stupid shit like that on this show tons of times.
You think so?
Yeah.
But, yeah. You're probably right.
Dude, I don't know what I would do. So you got firepower.
Yeah, I do got firepower. But, also got, I know my surroundings. Too.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot different if I got like dropped off in the middle of a fucking desert island.
Well, I think if when shit goes down, if it is done by the environment, probably go east, right? Towards fucking Colorado, right? The highest point in the United States.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
It is.
I guess.
Why do you think they have all the important military base shit there, right?
Oh, yeah.
The airport
I've been
shit,
to Colorado Springs, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's done by the environment, go there. Go towards the center of the continent.
Okay.
The best idea, right? Go to the center where you're away from the edges where shit can fucking go down. Or if it's done by society, go out to, then go out towards, go out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Get away from people. Go north. Right. Well, anyways, it is break time. This is episode 44. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with you after that. Thank you for tuning in. Check us out at packxpodcast.com. This is episode 44. We will see you guys after the break. are back and ready to attack. We're back from the break. This is episode 44. This is the Pack X podcast where we're with you.
And you are with us.
And we're back from the break. Fantastic break.
How'd it be?
Back from the break. What's up, Jayk?
Drinking a beer.
Yep.
Ready for my next pee.
Nice.
I'll wait, though.
Dude, you know what I just heard on the fucking radio the other day?
Weather?
No.
No.
There was this article on the radio where they were talking about this group of people, a lot of people actually, who are celebrating. They have a day, they're trying to make it into a holiday where they celebrate not having kids. Have you heard of this?
No.
There's a point where even a governor,
where this is going,
a governor was like, yeah, we acknowledge it as a holiday here. Like, you just gotta be kidding me. Like,
wait, so the holiday, it was for people who don't have kids.
who've never had kids.
And before we say anything,
And that's all.
what is their reasoning? What is their reasoning? Why?
Oh, you want to hear the
Of
reason?
all the people who need a vacation,
There are a few reasons that come through. One of the reasons being,
if I didn't have a kid, I would eat that shit up, though. I'd be like, yeah, dude.
yeah, right.
Of course. I need a break from the not family I have.
There's definitely someone who was like, we need climate change and just releasing carbon monoxide up in the air. Someone definitely fucking said something like that. I was like, no. I was like, wait a second. You want to recognize people for not reproducing people, which is the coexistence to people, to you. You want to celebrate people who are not doing that in lieu of saving the planet.
Yeah. No, trust me,
There's
dude.
no way. There's no way, dude. That is, like, what kind of species? Like, you know what? We're done reproducing. All right, we're not. Like, could you imagine if the apes were just like, yeah, you know what? We're done fucking and we're done making babies.
We're done.
We don't want to exist anymore.
We're done. I know where you're coming from.
I mean, of course, those people exist, and they might have their own personal reasons, which makes sense. Sure, if you have your own personal reasons why you're not having, sure. But you have your own holidays. You have Cinco de Mayo. You have
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's. You have
Columbus
holidays.
Day. Oh, I'm sorry, Indigenous People Day.
Right. You already have holidays. 4th of July. All right. I mean, you've got your holidays. Every single day when you get off work.
I would shit my pants if that actually went through and there was some guy taking the day off for not having a kid, sipping a beer and looking across the street and watching a family having like a meltdown or something. And it's like, yeah, I deserve this vacation.
Right.
Like, yeah. I've never heard of that. That was news to me.
Yeah.
But
of course someone spoke out and they're like, I want to have kids, but I can't. And they like gave a speech and...
Why do you need a fucking holiday, though? For real.
Yeah. Make it a holiday.
First of all, I am not a fan of these. The national holiday thing I thought was cute and kind of funny until people started, like, really taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And then I get, like, it's like, dude, okay, stop. It's National Fur Baby Day or whatever, By the way, if we're going to talk about shit that grinds my gears, like all the bumper
really
stickers that say, like...
ass.
My kids have 4 paws, and it's like...
What the fuck does 4 paws mean?
Like animals. My kids are animals.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have kids.
My kids have 4 paws. And it's like, shut up.
Oh, yeah.
And the dude, like, when I'm like, I never talk about having a kid, really, which I do. But I'll be like...
It's not the same, bro.
No, I don't even do that. But it takes a lot for me to not do it. But has this happened to you? where you're talking to somebody and,
And
you're
someone-
like, and I bring up like, yeah, I have a kid, and they're like, oh, I have a dog. I know what you mean.
Yes, I
like,
have.
yeah, and it's like,
I've had probably half a dozen people.
I have to hold
even
my
a few,
backhand back.
Even a few that have referenced to their cat.
Oh my god!
To their cat.
To their cat.
To their cat.
The most independent
fucking animal
like,
ever. The most independent
ever.
animal ever. That's just like, fuck you.
Duh.
Feed me.
My grandma
That's
left
all
her
I
cats
want.
for days sometimes.
Yeah.
Like with enough food and water, but like
Right.
they were fine.
Yeah.
If you left a dog for 24 hours, they would lose their mind.
For an hour, they lose their mind.
For an hour, they lose their mind. For 24 hours, they might die. If you left a baby for 24 hours unattended, dead. You're like straight up dead. I don't care what the circumstances were. You know?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just...
If you left a baby...
Could you imagine at least leaving a baby? Just for
No, I can't.
Like in a
That's
cage,
terrible.
like,
I
that'd be
don't
fine.
want to think about that.
No, it's
That's
actually
fucking
horrible
terrible.
to think about.
Jesus, what's
But
wrong
people
with
leave
you?
their dogs at home all the time when they're like 10 months old.
Dude,
It's
I remember.
like-
Dude, when I had my.
yeah, I know
my-
what you mean. I have a dog. It's like the same
I did.
thing.
I did have a puppy German Shepherd, and
Oh, yeah.
who's even been on
Oh,
the
yeah.
podcast. We miss her.
Oh, really?
She's still alive. She's well. She's with someone who has the time to give her needs because I have a very
On a
demanding
farm.
job where I can't
No, I
do
get it.
that as much as I used to
that's
be able
the other
to
thing,
when I
dude.
got her because I got a different position. So, but anyways. Point being, I couldn't do it. So. This dog, I would leave, I'd go to work, and I remember thinking, just being paranoid all day while I'm at work, worried about my puppy. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely worried about her. Like, she's probably freaked. Because as soon as I
Yeah.
closed the door, as soon as she, I got her into, is basically the room with the washer and dryer, right?
Yeah.
With all the shit she could possibly need in there, right?
Yeah.
You know, and gave her a little run outside before I put her in there. I put her in there, and as soon as she, it took, maybe 15 seconds, and she was like, oh!
Yeah,
And then
and
she
you
was
hear
then
that.
she started squealing, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, no. And then, dude, I did it. I at the time I was working an hour away. I drove all the way home, 3 hours into it, checked on her, and then drove all the way back to work.
Oh, damn.
Just because I was so fucking worried.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
Well, that means you care.
Yeah,
And you do care.
And
You
so,
know?
I mean, I can see, having especially a dog, I can see that is such a big commitment, especially those who have multiple dogs, especially if you don't have a partner or another family member to help take care of the animal. I can understand how that is extremely demanding, life-changing. Your heart, your
Right.
soul is invested, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I don't mean to put
it
people
isn't,
down
It
on
is an
dogs.
animal, and when it comes to having kids, that is a human being, which they are both very demanding, but completely different creatures.
They both mature very differently, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, dogs mature.
Do you think there's someone on
Way
the
more
other
quicker.
end of the podcast you don't say. They're fucking different.
What? What? No. Yeah, but you think about that, animals mature way fucking quicker than a human being does.
Yeah.
You can't even leave a 5-year-old alone for that long, for God's sake. But a 5-year-old dog, that's a full-grown dog, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the time, not much later, less than a year later, my dog was killing it, being left alone, doing just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, change the subject. But do you remember that one time we did acid? And me and John were throwing popcorn into each other's mouths? What? Yes. I don't know why I thought of this, but straight up, yeah, we were, I don't know why, I don't know who threw the first popcorn, but we started throwing it, and John started laughing immedially, and then all of a sudden, he did it too, and I could tell why he was laughing. If you've done acid, you would understand. You would understand.
Oh, man.
But we were dying.
I remember when we were fucking around and we walked up to the car, and we open up the trunk.
I
and
don't remember a
and
lot
dude,
Or those
we've
2
talked
days.
about it on this podcast before. This place is called Lake Placid. You can imagine why we call it Lake Placid. No, it's not the real Lake Placid. Did I tell you that?
I think there's a couple.
Did I tell you that I posted something about Lake Placid, and someone was like, "Oh, really? How?" I swear. Dude, I deleted Facebook off my phone a while ago, but it's on my Facebook somewhere. I swear, if you go to my wall and look for it, I was like, said something about Lake Placid. And someone's like, oh, really?
How was Lake Placid?
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Pretty trippy.
And then another time, dude, I swear, about a week ago, I was scrolling through Instagram, and it was someone who we went to high school with, and they were like, Lake Placid, and it was pictures of a fucking lake.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Someone on Instagram who went to high school with had something posted, and they said Lake
Placid.
Placid.
Oh, no, I've looked up Lake Placid.
Okay, yeah, anyways.
And I think there's a couple of them.
So anyways, this place is not called Lake Placid. It is a lake up here in the Pacific Northwest. We named it that. You can just guess what rhymes with Placid and find out why we named it that. And this was for 3 days.
Something else.
This was my bachelor party.
Yeah,
actually,
that was
right
an
before I got married.
amazing fucking time.
Yeah, we flew in, a homie we
Probably
grew up with.
Probably the best bachelor party I will ever go to.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
ever.
Dude, drink to that. Drink to that.
Cheers.
Fuck yeah, I agree. Yeah. Thank you. It was one of the greatest times of my life, for sure.
Yeah, but as you were saying,
but so we walked up. We were like, Lake Placid, Lake Placid, and we walk up to the vehicle. We open up the trunk, and John's just got all these guns, right? We're like, yeah, and then we look, and like John takes one out, and then Tyler picks one up right away, and they open up, they open it up and fucking clear it real quick, and and then we just stopped and we looked at each other and we're like, maybe. Before that,
more drugs than Hunter S. Thompson in a suitcase.
Right. More like before that, I could hear like the slow build up of metal music in the background, like we're about to go kill someone. Like I was in like a Breaking Bad scene, and I was like about it. I was like, like basically, I knew it because I knew that's what we were gonna go look at. And he's like, "Hey, come here." And we start walking up the hill. Right immediately as we started walking up the hill, as we're walking, I felt like I was a gangster. I felt like I was in some gangster movie. We pop open the trunk. They grab them. They clear them real quick. They look at each other. They look at me. and I'm like, yeah, we're going to go fucking kill. And then at that moment, he looks at me. He's like, maybe we shouldn't play with guns right now.
That's actually, it's funny, also very smart of you guys.
Yes, we laughed and we put him back down, and we wanted to go shooting.
That was before I got there.
Yeah,
that was probably right before I got there.
He told me, he's like, "You want to go shoot?" I was like, "I'd love to go shooting, man." So we brought everything, but we were too fucked up. We put him back down. We're like, no.
I'm glad, because
oh yeah,
I'm not against guns.
It's fucking terrifying.
Like,
I almost died in the water that weekend.
Oh,
anyways, I've told that story on here before.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a good time. I took the right amount, unlike everybody else. Well, John was fine.
I was the only one that didn't have a bad moment.
You didn't?
No,
I didn't have a bad moment.
Dude,
when I was coming down.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, when I was coming down. But I was going to say you did too.
No, I didn't.
Because you were about to come with me. And I didn't have a bad moment.
Yes. You're right. That was the only moment where I got close. That was when I almost died.
Yes.
I just got out of the water.
Why.
The first thing I get out of the water and I was like...
I was pretty much sober by this time too.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I only took one hit the whole time. And I was like, fine,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, this is just microdosing. Like, no big deal. I wasn't tripping balls. I took other things.
You took other things.
Yeah.
I was absolutely out of my mind.
You did because you took more.
Yeah.
You took,
great time. Happy the whole time.
But the reason why I left is just because I was coming down and I was fucked up, and I had been up for it was going on 48 hours. It was like 36 hours, no sleep. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm so exhausted. I'd been working a ton too, at a labor job.
It looked like though that you were having a bad moment, a bad trip, because you were.
Oh,
dude,
did it?
So
I was laying on a mattress in an uninsulated cabin.
Yeah, this is what I came into. This is what I saw. I just got out of the water.
A dirty mattress.
I almost in my head just died, which I almost did. and I'm like,
I was so scared.
And I'm
I had
like,
a burnt up
I'm
leg,
breathing
and I was
heavily.
thinking about jumping in the water.
Oh,
yeah.
So then I walk up to the cabin. I go in the cabin. The cabin's like dark, and I look around for a second. And I see nothing, and then all of a sudden, like I see like your leg move, and it scares me. And I look over, and you're actually there the whole time. You just blended in with the darkness of like the cabin, and you're just laying there.
I remember when you walked in too.
I was like,
I was just worried. Staring there, and I was staring at you like, is he still tripping? I'm just waiting for you. We're both strung out as fuck.
We just stared at each other. You're like coming down. You're like, I'm done with this. I'm like, I almost just died. We're looking at each other. We're just staring at each other. I thought you were dead.
That was another reason. Because I had a burnt up leg too. I was in a lot of pain.
I thought you were dead.
You thought I was dead? Colby thought he died too. And I was like, I had to tell him, dude, he fucking Skyped his girlfriend frying on acid, telling her to tell him that he was still alive. And she was at a bachelorette party with everybody in the background looking at him going, babe, I did too much. Tell me I'm alive. And I'm over there, like, we're in the middle of the fucking forest, in the Olympic forest, and I'm like, Colby, shut the fuck up, dude. And his girlfriend is chill. His girlfriend's really chill. Like, she knew we were gonna be, on our... So she's laughing.
Oh, yeah, she's chill.
Sure
She's chill as hell.
The other girls at the bachelor party are like, your boyfriend's a psycho.
It's like, dude, I remember walking out of the cabin and looking at him and seeing him sitting there holding the phone and looking into the phone like it was his soul. You know what I mean? Like looking at it as if it was him seeing his reflection for the first time.
Probably did. I don't know.
And he's looking into it, and I just see him like putting his hands on his head, like,
yeah.
I immediately, dude, I'm like, I'm having a great time. And
you hadn't done the other tabs by that point. I don't know. Probably
I don't
okay.
know. And I've snapped John out of it several times before, where I've been like, yo, and I snap him out of it, And so I walked up to Colby to try to do that. I put my hands on his shoulders to rub them. I was like, hey, I'm thinking I'm going to be like, oh, you're good, man. And I'm be like,
that's a good move.
I went to do that.
On that level.
Yeah, and I just rubbed them in there. And then, dude, he wanted to like swat at them. Like they scared him for a second. I was like, oh shit. These fucking...
Yeah. Yeah. Do you keep rubbing his shoulders?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because honestly...
I don't know, it's all good, man. You good.
There's people listening, and I know for myself, like when you're in that state of mind, when you're like...
Don't do
hardcore
stuff like that alone or with someone you don't trust like
No.
really well.
No. I mean, I have, and it's not a good time.
But if you do it alone, you better trust yourself well enough.
Yeah.
And if that takes you longer than a second to answer confidently, that means you don't.
I did a few psychedelics last year, actually.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
In fact, you? Was that the bachelor party?
That was the last time. Yeah.
I did mushrooms 3 times last year, and every time was great. It was a great experience.
I heard someone refer to... Sorry. You're talking about mushrooms. No, go. That was about to be a beautiful statement.
I was done.
No. That was about to... I'm such a piece of shit. That was about to be a beautiful statement, and I'm just like, you do one time.
Sick, dude. So...
Yeah, dude, sick.
So I have, my kid's moving away.
Yeah, dude, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, sick. Did you see his fucking...
I just found out I had stage 3 cancer.
Yeah, dude, you who's coming in town tonight? You got $5?
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. This is the hard part about doing a podcast. It's like, I want to do all that shit. Like, nobody knows what that means,
Oh, dude, it's great. It's great.
The Young Life guy is what you're thinking of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? Like, so pretty much we're going to be gathering up at this... Yeah, we're going to be gathering up at Point Defiance on Thursday, and we're just, we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to go for a walk. It's all chill, it's cool. And then we're going to go do some community service. It's going to be sick. Yeah, man, I'd love to see you there. There's going to be free lunch. I didn't know if I said that, so it's, it's going to be a good time, really good people. I've got a great experience from it, and yeah, man, I'd love to see you there. It's going to be Thursday night, and yeah, it's going to be tight, dude. So you got $5?
That's the best. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole culture, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to say fuck that because it should be a good thing, like getting kids together.
It's just making fun of the type of
I know who you're making
type of
fun
a person out there.
Yeah,
That's all.
absolutely.
It is,
but yeah,
you keep bitching about your back.
That's a personal issue, by the way. I didn't realize this is a recorded line.
Yeah, we brought it
What do
back.
you want to talk about my back for?
I don't know. You're over there bitching. Oh yeah, I'm fucking stoned. I'm cold. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm drunk. My back hurts.
I am old.
No, you're not.
Super old.
You are not fucking old.
Oldest guy ever.
Oh, you gotta let the fucking audience know how fucking old you are.
69.
Yeah.
Always.
You can't wait until you're 69 just so you can say that you're 69.
I want to die at 69, I think.
Really?
Dude, why not? That's
Are you
it.
kidding? Dude, I want to die at like 95.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna get old.
Some of those old fuckers, though, they keep going.
Yeah.
Like, you
I wanna
see a
get old and keep
95-year-old
going.
sometimes, and they're, like, driving a car and, like, getting their groceries, and you're like, holy shit.
I want to be I want to be like walking in the grocery store and just being like, yeah, I probably shit my pants on the way here, and I'm still trekking along, and I have seen so much. Fuck you all.
I don't care about that, but there's so many old...
I don't care about that.
There's so many old people that piss me off. Dude, especially when you work in customer service.
I bet we
Nothing
piss them
wrong
off
with-
just as much. They just don't
I'm
have
sure
the
we do,
fucking
but-
energy to express it.
Dude, no, because I try... No, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I don't think so, because
No, you don't think so?
No, because they're...
You're pissed off, right? Bro, chill.
Look, they're just...
Why do you hate old people?
There's a certain old
What's
person
wrong with you?
There's a certain...
Oh,
Let me
it's-
talk! There's a certain old person I don't like. And they're like all around this goddamn city.
You're
like,
so
they're
stressed out right now.
I know. I'm like grabbing this thing like a cigarette. Like, yeah. No, but when I meet a cool old person, then
Is
I
it
really
just
like
driving?
them.
Is it just
No.
driving?
No. It's part of that. But
It's part of it. That's a big part of it.
it's also just the way they carry themselves.
What if they made a law?
in public? Because they like, I don't know, man. Like some old people, I think like start taking the advantage of like, that's not how I always used to do it or whatever.
Of course,
you know? And
I'm
it's
going
like,
to.
dude, the world
You
has
can't blame
changed
them.
a lot in the past 20 years.
Dude,
But it's
someone
also
who was born in like 1930 something.
I know.
Dude, back when we were kids, or someone who's been born in the 1940s, 30, you know, and then even then, that's not even, you know what I mean?
I
the Jurassic range.
understand that,
They've seen
but
so much, man. So
if
much has
I
changed.
was in their position, I just feel like that's so shitty to say. Actually, now that it
We
comes
will
out
be.
of my mouth,
We will be there.
No, and I'm also not them. I haven't lived their life, but
Right.
I just think maybe it's the generation.
Ah, no, fuck them. They're a
It's the
bunch of
generation
pieces.
okay, we were both born like basically in the very early '90s. You know,
Our generation's important.
No, listen, there's so many things I want to say at once. We have seen a lot of people, or we've seen a lot of technological advances and a lot of just cultural like changes, like more than any human being has ever seen. Like within the past, like since me and you have been alive, like things changed like fucking crazy. Like if you take in the whole human history of like the Dark Ages lasted forever, and it was like the fucking same shit for like centuries, you know?
Right.
But us, it's like a decade is like a
Right.
new world.
Yeah.
And
Almost a paradigm shift.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's been like that since about the 1800s. You know, when the Industrial Revolution really kicked off, that's when things really started to get the ball rolling. And then you had like world...
The snowball is now rolling.
And you had world communication. You could start to get messages out a little bit quicker.
I remember it being
and-
impressive when we were in school. I remember our teacher telling us about something like, yeah, there's a spot, and like he like read a passage from a book that someone wrote, and it was about how it was so impressive that someone was in a room where the wall had like 15 TVs, and how within minutes they could get on with a face-to-face conversation with all the world leaders. Or something, you know what I mean? And they were like, that is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Like they were mind blown. Like this is what we've come to. And then within the next 5 years to 10 years later, I'm sure people were already involved in this and knew about it, but it became more public that like, hey, like the rate at which we're going might be so fast where we can't handle it.
That's
you
what
know.
I think about.
It's exciting to think about, but I think it's already under control, and it's been under control for a while. And I think it's so under control that there's a whole agenda laid out before us, and I don't think we need to be worried about it.
It just seems like advances just keep accelerating. You know, like the more we advance, the faster. It's like a snowball.
Yeah,
rolling
that's
down
what I
a
mentioned
hill.
earlier. The snowball
Starts
is now rolling.
But it's rolling faster and faster
Yeah.
and faster and faster. Blah, 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 blah,
La, 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 la.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video of the population where it has all the dots go
Yeah,
pop,
yeah,
pop, pop,
yeah.
and it's like 10 minutes long? And
Yeah.
it's the evolution of time.
Yeah.
And then like when the Black Plague happened.
Did you show me that, or did I watch
I'm
it on my
pretty sure
own?
I showed it to you.
No, I think I watched it on
I've
my
shown it to a
own, which
lot
is
of people.
weird.
Well, it even takes a little dip down real quick during the Black Plague, and then
Yeah.
even during World War I and World War II, it kind of like it doesn't take a dip down, but it
Stagnant.
staggers a little
Yeah.
bit because of how many people die. And then as it gets to
Oh
the
my
end,
god!
as
From
it,
the Holocaust?
yeah,
Like, all the Jews?
as it's going like dude, a second is a year. So it's
That's
like
horrible.
right. It's like a second is a year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
showing you the graph, and it shows you the world, and it shows these little yellow dots which represent 1 million people, and it's like popcorn where it's just pop, 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 and then eventually it's pop, 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 and then eventually, dude, it's just like it's boiling with yellow dots, just
yeah.
and then it stops at the current year, which is like 2017 or something at the time, right? A fucking bizarre video. I'm sure those of you listening, you can just find it. Just fucking type in on YouTube what I just described. It's
world
fascinating.
population.
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So,
Yeah.
man, dude, I'm excited. We got lots of stuff coming. So we do have someone who we actually are interviewing soon, and they are just a fucking hilarious person to begin with, but pretty knowledgeable. Here,
Who is it?
I'll turn it up. What's funny is he wants to be anonymous.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'll say something.
yeah. His name is. He doesn't have a name.
Mystery.
Anyways, dude. So he will be joining us soon. He's actually fully committed to coming on. He's excited. He actually came in. He hit me up, and I asked him about him coming on probably half a year ago, and he just hit me up last week, and he's like, "Let's go. Got stuff to talk about." So I'm pretty excited to see what he's got to bring to the table. I want to pick his fucking brain. This guy is fucking balls deep in it, man. So I'm really excited about that. So we'll get that set up. Yeah,
right.
that will be episode 45 when we do that. This is, however, episode 44.
Quattro.
That's right, 44.
I don't know how to say 44.
It is our second year is coming up here in April.
Hey.
Yeah. And we're definitely dedicated to bringing you guys a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, check us out, though, at pacxpodcast.com. That's PACX podcast.com. From there, you can have the links to everything that we have to offer. We appreciate you all. Please give us those thumbs up, those likes, those downloads. Share us with your friends. That's the biggest thing we can ask of you. You are what make this worth it. We appreciate you so much. We will see you on our next episode. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.